What's good, y'all? It's your boy Big 4 and 3 in the building, and I'm back in the A60. But like I said, I'm Marsco Media, and to my right, I got a superstar. He's kind of a renaissance man. He's kind of doing everything out here, but I got Houston Clark.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. And honestly, me and him were already kind of chopping it up downstairs, so like I know a little bit about him. And I have a question. Like we were talking about like how you're doing like more like the scores for like films and video games. Like, where did that passion kind of come from? Like that's kind of like you're talking about The Matrix, right?
Yeah. So when I was a kid, movies has always been my thing. And then once I saw The Matrix, it was like how the music and just the huge range, like the soundscape, like you can't even put those things in the same room right now if you wanted to. So it's like those worlds combining with the visuals just really stir it up for me. It was like, that's the type of control that I want to have with music.
That's fire, man. That's like, so that's something that you're going to school for? Like, you're just like, you're just teaching yourself?
So I actually grew up playing upright bass in orchestra from like elementary school all the way up to college. And just being in an orchestra and watching the movies, it was kind of self-taught. So then I started producing the music, and it was, once I did one, I started doing more, and it just kept doubling, and it just spiraled out of control from there. But
That's fire.
and now I push it into my pop music too. So so it's like cinematic pop.
That's dope. So like, you seem like I guess I kind of just met you, but you seem like you're really talented. Like, is there someone like in your family who's kind of like really into the art, or like your mom, your dad, you got a sister who's like doing Broadway or something?
So my dad's a bassist. He just played for like churches we did growing up. Went to a bunch of churches. It was can't even count how many churches I went. Just seeing him play bass, and then seeing my cousins from my mom's side of the family, a salsa band, and like it's a full band, like 15 of them. And just hearing that, seeing that, and just watching the movies and hearing the type of music that would be played, like when I was in the womb, I guess, because they say that leaves like an effect on you as well. So I just remember like Guy, Tony, where that whole time period, it was just that really all connected. I don't know how to explain it, but like
It's kind of shaped, like, you know, it gave you
Yeah.
like a path, kind of molded you, just like when you think back to that time. Like, that's just the music that plays in your head. It's the theme music.
Yep.
That's fire. But so who are some of your musical inspirations then? Like, what kind of music do you make?
It's a loaded question, but for the scores, I would say whoever makes the soundtracks for John Wick, because I do a lot of dark synth, dark techno. So some of my stuff, you could walk into a club and you would feel like you're in like Europe.
That's fire.
And then for my more string-based stuff, I would go like to WEI. They studied under Hans Zimmer, who did Pirates of the Caribbean, Lion King, like all the great stuff.
So like, is like the John Wick stuff, is that kind of like EDM?
Yeah.
Word.
It's like a very, very specific area of EDM. Yeah. You don't really hear it unless you're in a very specific place.
So would you classify yourself as like a producer? Like, say you're a producer?
Yeah. I guess. Since with my music, whenever I'm writing it, I always start with like the guitar or whatever, so like I actually write it from the ground up. I don't use samples.
Oh, so like how many? Oh, so you be sitting there like playing the guitar to get the beat. You be like hitting the keyboard and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm
Yeah.
interested. So how many instruments can you play? I know you're talking about the stand-up bass back in the day, like.
Upright bass, regular electric bass, guitar, drums, a little bit of piano. And I didn't touch like the horns or anything. I wasn't really about that life.
See, man, you need to be about that life. Like, not to flex or nothing, but I played the trombone for like 5 years, man.
That's intimidating.
It's big brass over here, big brass.
Okay.
And it was really fun because, like, so where I'm from Western Massachusetts.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'm from a place called Chicopee, and we used to do this thing called like banding together, and it would be like the high school, the middle school, and the elementary school. And every year, for like 4 years, from like me being from like elementary school up to like middle school, it was only like 3 trombones in all of Western Mass. It was crazy, and
So they were gunning for you.
they wanted me. No, they got me young, bro. Like pretty much. So what happened was I was in like 4th grade, and they had like one trombone in all of Western Mass. It was like a junior in high school. So like they sent the band teachers around to like every classroom and was like, hey, who wants to play the trombone? And I was in like 4th grade, and the teacher comes in, and he's like playing with the slide, pulling it back and forth. I go home to my mom, like, Mom, I need to have a trombone. I need it. It does this, and it goes like, and then she got it. I played the trombone for dumb long.
Okay.
Do you have a story about like how you got into your first instrument, or is it just like through the church, right?
So mine was the same thing. They came into elementary school and I saw upright bass. They showed all of the instruments, but the second they got to the bass, I was like, I want that one. Mm-hmm. And like they were like, it's a little too big for you, so I waited a year. So after that, it was the same story with me. Every time I went into high school, and then when I went into college, the second they found out I was a bassist, they were like, oh no, we need you. Because like we're rare. We're pretty rare over here. Exactly. Especially ones that don't just stick to one genre. Mm-hmm. So that's basically my story. And then church is when I just had like a whole brain blast moment, I guess.
That's fire.
Second I saw the guitar, I was like, I need to learn how to play that. And then I went to the piano, and then I went to the drums, and then after that I started singing. So
that's fire. That's real fire, man.
Yeah.
So like, have you ever done any acting in your life before?
Acting?
Yeah.
No.
You know, I was asking. You also give up the conversation, like you give up like the artsy vibes, you know.
Okay.
So I was like, hey, maybe you could do the acting too.
I would never like deny an opportunity to do it. Mm-hmm. But am I actively seeking it out now?
Yeah. So actually, speaking of something that you are doing, because you actually are here DJing at School of Rap. I think this is School of Rap, but this is the Cuban Link event actually, ran by Strictly Business. How did you get into DJing? How'd you hop into that?
So I was just looking for another 9-to-5 to pick up some more money, and then I was just like, I don't really want to go back to like retail or find another bartending gig. So then I just typed in music and on Indeed, and then I saw a DJing company looking for an assistant. So I just shot him a text, and I assisted him for a few weddings, and then after he figured out that I was a musician and how I make music, he was just like, oh, we got to get you like actually on board. So he started training me from right then and there. And then now I'm officially a part of Collins Entertainment for DJing. So
that's fire.
Yeah.
So like, was DJing like kind of? You can go that way. You go, just go walk behind the camera. So was DJing like kind of easy for you to get into? Like, was like a small learning curve because you were already like making beats and like engineering?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was easier because it's definitely not simple, but but it was easier for me to like grasp what was going on because like you said, I looked at it like me just building a song from the ground up or just listening to sections and piecing the good ones together. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, that's one thing I've noticed. Like people like who are like creative or like work on certain things, the creativity usually transfers. You know, so like it's just kind of like putting a little bit of your mind into it because I make music too, like along with the videography and everything. And like back when I was like, I remember like one time like recording like a song in Final Cut Pro because like the videographer like he knew like how to use all the voice effects and in the video editing app. And he was just like, it's just like editing clips together, but it's just audio. It's really dope. But like before we get out of here, man, is there anything you want to shout out?
Well, shout out to this event, Cuban Link, Strictly Business, for having this opportunity for all of us.
And where can we find you on social media, my man?
Oh, you can find me on Houston-HoustonClarkMusic for my Instagram. Everything else is just Houston Clark.
Heck yeah. And you're on all platforms?
Yes, I'm on all platforms.
And if they had to go find one song, one album right now to get the Houston Clark experience, what is it?
Well, I did just drop a brand new one today, so yeah. I'd probably go with Nobody's Here. That's what it's called. Mm-hmm. That's going to show like how I first started with the pop, and it's going to show like my cinematic world combined. And then the other stuff I'm releasing next year. That's my indie retro, so that's what you're going to really have to look forward to.
Heck yeah, I'm excited to hear that. I'm going to definitely go bump that song. And just so you know, Houston, I'm here. Yes. Marsco Media, baby. 2022, School of Rap, Cuban Link event. Shout out Strictly Business. You're the best. Bow.
Is it that you never feel enough? You can never let me be chosen